boys and girls. I'm Miss Griffin. I want to give a quick shout out to all the third graders at Scales Elementary. I hope you've all found time to read while home. I know I have. One of the things I've been doing while reading is thinking about you all and how you can continue your learning. I've thought about the importance of understanding point of view in a story. This really helps our comprehension. One of my favorite stories to read is great for practicing point of view, and that's Wonder. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend you add it to your book list. Also, the themes in this story are important to understand and recognize. While sharing the themes you found in this story to your families, they will not only be impressed by your comprehension skills, but this will also give you a great opportunity for some discussion at home.
Hey third graders, this is Miss Norton from Winstar Elementary. And a quick reading tip that you can do at home is look through your parents' cookbooks. There's lots of new things that you can read about and learn about, and then you can make something with your mom and dad. One of the things that I like to do is to look through my Wednesday cookbook from when I was in elementary school. I've been reading through, and I think this week we're going to try to make some enchiladas.
Hello, this is Mrs. Davis for our third grade Allendale Alligators, and I have 2 books about wolves. This book has true facts about wolves, how they live in dens, how they are pack animals, while this one, the wolf acts like a person and even dresses in clothes. What's the difference here? Do you remember that nonfiction books are true and that fiction books are not true? This is Mrs. Davis, hoping that our third graders are reading nonfiction and fiction books.
Hi, this is Miss Anderson from Sunset Elementary School. Third graders, I have a great reading tip to pass along to you. Main idea is one thing that we focus on heavily in third grade. And one way that you can find the main idea is to focus on answering 5 simple questions. Who, did what, when, where, why. If you can answer those 5 simple questions, you can find the main idea of any passage that you're reading. So remember, who, did what, when, where, why.
Hey guys, it's Miss Hood from Clovercroft. I hope you're reading some really good books and learning some new words along the way. So, here's some tips to be a word collector. First of all, when you find a new word, define it. Look up the definition in a dictionary. If you don't have a dictionary, just grab Google. They'll know. Secondly, break down the word. Does it have a root? Does it have a suffix, a prefix? Then, what you need is a thesaurus. No, it's not a dinosaur. A thesaurus is a book of synonyms and antonyms. They can tell you what your word is in the opposite way or the same way. And finally, most importantly, be able to use it in a sentence. Put your new word in your writing.
Hi kids, Miss VanShawn here from Crockett Elementary, just getting some reading in. You know what might be fun? Get a couple of your friends together and read the same book. Have a book study. That would be so much fun to discuss your favorite parts. Also, check out Epic and Tumble books on your dashboard. You're gonna love them.
Hey third graders, it's Miss Quinn from College Grove Elementary. I just wanted to reach out and encourage you guys to keep reading while we're out of school. Something I love to do while I read is ask myself questions to make sure that I'm paying attention and being an engaged reader. For example, some questions I like to ask are, when and where does this story take place? What are some words I could use to describe my favorite character? Can I think of an instance that happened in my life where I felt similar to my favorite character in the book? Would I do anything differently than what the character chose to do? What is the funniest part of this book that I've read so far? What do I think will happen next?
Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Luna from Chapman's Retreat Elementary School, and I'd like to encourage you to work on your fluency by reading out loud while you're at home. Pets make great listeners, as well as younger brothers and sisters. You can ask them to choose a book that you can read out loud to them. It also gives you a chance to be a great role model. Just as importantly as you reading out loud is listening to others read. So ask an older brother or sister or your parents to read a book to you.
Hi, third graders at Creekside Elementary. This is Miss Markel. Hey, what do you do when you're reading and you don't know the meaning of a word? Well, my tip for you would be to, 1, you could either use your dictionary that was given to you by the Knights of Columbus and look it up in the dictionary, Or what I like to use is my context clues to help me figure out a word.
Hi Explorers, Miss Harper here, checking in. I can't wait to see your sweet smiles in the hallways soon, but until then, just reminding you to grab a good book. Grab a book, go outside, read and enjoy. Do some writing. Write about your book. Would you recommend it to a friend? Explain why or why not. Or pretend that you're the author. If you could change the ending of your story, what would you change it to and why? Until I can see you again, friends, grow your brains, stay healthy, have fun with your families.
Hey Fairview Hawks and other friends, this is Miss Allen. I want to challenge you this week to go outside and use similes and metaphors to describe the things you see, hear, smell, and feel. For example, the clouds are cotton candy, or it's as cold as ice outside today. Have fun exploring your world.
Hi HES Eagles, this is Miss Key, one of your third grade teachers. We sure do miss you, but I sure hope you're taking 20 minutes a day to read. If the book that you're reading is a fiction book, I want you to think about one of the signposts that we talked about this year during our Notice and Note time. One of the signposts that we discussed was words of the wiser. What's the life lesson? Life lesson, that's theme. And how might it affect the character? How are these words of the wiser going to develop the rest of the story for the character? I sure hope that you take the time to think about words of the wiser.
Hi there, third grade. This is Mrs. Hay from Hillsborough Elementary Middle School. Have you ever noticed that while you're reading, you have a little voice inside of your head talking to you? Well, that little voice is called metacognition. When you use metacognition, you're tuning into that little voice inside of your head, and that means that you're thinking while you're reading. That thinking can be making connections to the text. It can be thinking about the why things happen. You could be making predictions throughout the story, asking questions before, during, and after a story, and using context clues to figure out some unknown vocabulary. I hope that you use metacognition as you read.
Hey guys, it's Miss Clifton from Hunters Bend Elementary. Hello to all my third graders. I hope you're doing well and staying healthy, and I hope you're finding time to read every day. When you finish reading a story, pick a character from the story. Then you can use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast a character and yourself. You can list ways that you are both similar and ways that you are different. Happy reading!
Hey third graders, Mrs. Clark from Jordan here, just stopping by to say that I hope that along with spending time with your family, enjoying this beautiful sunshine, that you're taking time to read each and every day, maybe in your favorite reading spot, on a beanbag, on a swing, next to a pet. If you're reading nonfiction today, I challenge you that when you're finished, maybe hop online to your dashboard apps and research a topic. Create a Google slide to teach someone more. And if you're hooked on a favorite chapter book, try writing a new ending or even writing a letter to the author.
Hey third graders, this is Mrs. Grisham from Kenrose Elementary with a reading tidbit for you. I don't want you to forget about character traits when you are at home reading with your family. Good readers think about character traits all throughout the story when they're reading by looking at what the character is doing through actions and what the character is saying through dialogue. We can identify outside traits just by looking at an illustration, or we can identify inside traits by making those inferences, by asking ourselves, what is the character doing, those actions, what is the character saying?
Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Boom here from Kenrose, and today I am sitting outside writing a letter to my grandma to let her know how much I love her and appreciate her. My challenge for you all is to write a letter to someone you love, letting them know why you appreciate them. In your letter, you want to make sure you include all parts of the letter and commas in the right places. Once you're done writing, go ahead and read the letter to one of your family members. Then they can help you get the letter out in the mail.
Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Buchanan from Lipscomb Elementary. I wanted to give you guys 2 helpful hints for whenever you're reading. The first one is to read in an accent to make your reading even more exciting. And the second one is to stop at unknown words and use context clues in the pictures to help you figure out the unknown words. I'm going to give you an example of both. So I'm reading Giraffes Can't Dance. On this page it says, then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. And I say, whoa, I don't know what the word entranced means. I better stop and figure it out. So I'm going to keep reading on to the next page. It says, they shouted, it's a miracle, we must be in a dream. Well, if I read those words and I look at the pictures, it seems like they're kind of in amazement or in disbelief. So I'm going to go back and reread that part and see if it makes sense. So it says, then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Jared boogered on and watched him quite in disbelief or quite in amazement. That seems like it makes really good sense. I figured it out without a dictionary. Go me.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Moore from Longview Elementary, sending lots of love to my sweet third grade friends at home. Like many of you guys, I've been doing a lot of reading while we've been at home. And I don't know about you, but I get super bummed when a good book is over. So I wanted to share an activity with you guys today of how you could kind of extend the life of a book that you really love. The first thing you're going to do is kind of get your creative juices flowing. You're going to redesign the cover of your book. On the back, you can even include a short summary. The next thing you're going to do is retell your story, sequence the main events in a comic strip. After you've finished your comic strip, you can put it inside your cover, and here you have created a comic book version of a book that you love.
Today I want to remind you how to ask and answer questions as you read. Can you guess what kinds of questions we ask? We ask ourselves questions like who, what, when, where, and how. Good readers ask themselves questions before, during, and after they read. We can find the answers to our questions in three main places: the text, our heads, or another source. But why do we do this? To help us understand the story better. Today I want you to try to create a chart just like this one and try to write down some of the questions that you may have as you read.
Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Dunn from Nolensville Elementary School. I have some fun ways that you can practice spelling while you're working at home. One way is to do a word scramble. For this, you write the letters of your spelling word all mixed up and then write the word with the letters in the correct order. You can also do pyramid spelling, where you write your spelling word in the shape of a pyramid with the first letter of the word being the top of the pyramid and then adding a letter as you go down. You can also do added up spelling. For this activity, you write the letters of the alphabet all the way across the top of your paper, and then underneath them write the numbers 1 through 26. Then you can add up the value of each letter and find out how much your words are worth.
Hi Winstead third grade families and students. I'm Mrs. Chapman and I'm here to give you some tips to help you get through this for ELA. The first thing I'm going to go over with everyone is a strategy that we call runners. And it's really helpful for students to use this strategy when reading and answering reading questions. We've gone over it in school, and we're going to put a link to these posters as well as a link to a little foldable note packet that you can have for your students to go over with them. So the first letter is R, and the R in runner stands for read the title and predict. The U is use illustrations, charts, subheadings, and clues in the texts. N is for number the paragraphs. Now, in most standard tests, the paragraphs will already be numbered for you, but if it's not, this is where you would do that. The second N is now read the passage. E is to enclose key words, so words that maybe have been bolded or that you think would be important for you to understand the story. R is read the questions, eliminating wrong answers, wrong options, and then the last S is select the best answer.
Hey third grade Cardinals, it's Mrs. Meeks from Nolensville Elementary School. I hope you guys are all reading every day. This week, I would love for everyone to read a new story. Once you've finished reading the story, why don't you try to write the story in your own words from a different point of view? Once you've finished writing your point of view story, share it with someone in your home.
Hi third graders, it's Mrs. Cushionberry from Oakview Elementary School. I have a reading challenge for you. The next time you finish a book, I want you to ask yourself, what was the main idea? What was the theme? What text evidence did you notice that supports the main idea or theme? Take those ideas and put it into a Google slideshow and then share that with your teachers, your parents, and your friends. Happy reading!
Hey Trinity Tigers, this is Miss Fisher. I just wanted to give you a little tidbit on cause and effect. So cause is why something happened. Effect is what happened as a result. and these lead to each other. Some keywords to find these in your stories are because of, and as a result of. And these can be seen in a variety of events in your stories.
Hey, Graston Elementary, this is Mrs. Green, and I want you to go on a reading scavenger hunt adventure with me this week. So grab a book, it can be a chapter book or a picture book, and let's see if we can find some things that you've already learned this year. Look for color words that describe things in your story. Look for rhyming words. Look for question marks, exclamation marks, and quotation marks. When you find your quotation marks, look for that comma. See if they use another word instead of the word said, like yelled, whispered, replied, or asked. Find an onomatopoeia. That's a sound word like zip, pop, zap. Maybe you can find a simile that uses the word like or as to compare two things.